Mafia boss found her crying and beaten in the supply closet. He made sure everyone who hurt her paid dearly. Diego Navarro pushes open the supply room door at midnight, finds Isla Mercer on concrete floor, uniform torn, blood on her lip, bruises covering her arms. She's not crying loud, crying quiet like someone who learned screaming makes it worse. Diego freezes. This isn't what he came for. Came to check inventory discrepancies, found beaten woman instead. Fresh blood, old bruises. The way she flinches when she hears him tells him everything. This isn't accident. This is pattern. Someone's been using her as punching bag and she's been surviving it alone. Before we dive into this story, smash that subscribe button and hit that like right now, because what this mafia boss does when he finds his employee beaten will restore your faith that real justice exists. Comment below and share this everywhere. Diego's not supposed to be in this LA warehouse at midnight. Runs import business as front for moving stolen goods through the ports. Accountants flagged 50,000 missing from inventory, so he came personally. 36 years old, built empire on being invisible, dressed like regular worker in jeans and black shirt. No security, no announcements. Walks through his operations like ghost. Warehouse mostly dark, emergency lights only. Walking past shipping containers and loading equipment when he sees it. Supply room door cracked open, light flickering inside. Every instinct says walk past. Open doors in his world mean problems or traps. But he hears sound that stops him cold. Someone crying, try not to make noise. Broken sound, a person who knows crying doesn't help. Pushes door wider, sees her clearly now. Isla Mercer, though he doesn't know her name yet. 27 years old. Works inventory night shift, sitting with back against metal shelving. Her uniform completely ripped at shoulder, dark hair pulled loose from ponytail, hands shaking so hard she can barely wipe blood from her face. The bruises, though, the bruises make Diego's breath stop. Fresh ones on her wrists going purple, older yellow ones on her forearms, fading mark on her cheekbone. She tried covering with makeup that's smeared now from tears. She looks up, sees him in doorway. Terror floods her entire face, scrambles backward, even though shelving blocks her, hits metal hard, making supplies rattle. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Words tumbling out automatic like she's said them 100 times before. Diego's seen fear, plenty. This is different. This is trained response. Programmed reflex from someone who's been hurt so many times. Apologizing is survival. She tries standing, legs buckle completely, collapses back to floor. Diego moves forward without thinking, and she throws hands up protecting her face. Please don't. I'll do better. I promise I'll do better. That stops Diego like he hit wall. She thinks he's here to hurt her more, thinks he's whoever did this coming back to finish the job. He crouches down 6 feet away, keeps hands visible, doesn't corner her or block the door. I'm not going to hurt you. His voice calm, measured. She doesn't believe him, breathing ragged, eyes locked on exit behind him, calculating if she can run, if her legs will work, if she'd make it. Diego recognizes that look, seen it in people who owe debts to worse people than him, people measuring escape routes and finding none. What's your name? He asks. Long silence, then whisper so quiet he barely hears it. Isla? Who did this to you, Isla? Her jaw clenches. Nobody. I fell. I'm clumsy. I should be more careful. Diego's voice goes flat. Don't lie to me. Those bruises are days old. That blood is fresh. Someone's been using you as punching bag, and we both know it. Isla's face crumples, tears coming harder now. It doesn't matter. If I say anything, I lose my job. Or they'll make it worse. They always make it worse. They who? Give me names. I can't. You don't understand. I need this job. My daughter. I have a daughter. Single mother. Can't afford to lose this. Can't afford to make waves. Diego's hands clench in a fist hearing that. She's got a kid, staying silent to keep her kid fed, letting herself get beaten because she's got no choice. How long has this been happening? For months. Her voice breaks completely. Started 4 months ago after I saw something. What did you see? She shakes her head violently. I can't tell you. Please just leave me alone. Forget you saw me. I'll clean this up and finish my shift. Diego stands slowly. She flinches at the movement. Stay here. I'm getting first aid kit. I'll be back. No, wait. But he's already gone. Returns 3 minutes later with water bottle, first aid supplies, protein bar from vending machine. Sets them beside her carefully. Drink this, eat something, clean that cut before it gets infected. Why are you helping me? Her voice so small. You don't even know me. Because nobody else is, Diego says simply. She picks up water with trembling hands. Drinks like she hasn't had water in days. Hands still shaking, so bad water spills down her chin. Diego watches her, planning already, calculating, deciding what comes next because this doesn't end here, can't end here. I need you to do something for me, Isla. What? Go home tonight. Lock your doors. Don't come back here until I tell you it's safe. I can't just not show up. Panic in her voice. They'll fire me. Or worse, she stops, won't finish the sentence, but Diego understands. They won't. Trust me on that. Who are you? She asks, really looking at him for first time, searching his face for answers. Diego could tell her truth, that he owns this warehouse, owns the whole company, controls more than she can imagine, but truth scares people, and she's scared enough. Someone who's going to fix this, he says instead. But how can you promise? I don't even know your name. You don't need to know my name. You just need to trust that when I make promises, I keep them. Diego walks her to parking lot. Old beat-up Nissan with missing hubcap and dented door. She unlocks it, turns to him one more time. I don't understand why you care about this about me. You don't have to understand. Just stay away from here until I call you. Pulls out business card from his wallet. Just phone number printed on it. Nothing else. If anyone bothers you, if anything happens at all, call this number. Who am I calling? Someone who answers, always. She takes the card, studies it, looks back at him. I'm probably going to regret trusting you. Maybe, but you'll regret not trusting me more. She drives away, taillights disappearing into LA night. Diego stands there watching until she's gone completely. Then his face changes, smile gone, expression going hard and cold as stone, turns back toward warehouse. No more pretending to be regular worker. Walks straight to security office. Shows his real ID to night guard whose face drains of color, seeing Diego Navarro's name. Mr. Navarro, I didn't know you were in the building tonight, sir. Is everything? I wasn't here tonight. Diego interrupts. That's what you're going to remember, clear? Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. Whole camera footage, everything, last 4 months, every camera angle you have. The guard's hands fly across keyboard. Nervous. Yes, sir. Should be ready in 30 minutes. Who else has accessed this footage recently? Guard checks logs. Warehouse supervisor checked it twice last month, and Mr. Sterling from management accessed it 6 times in past 3 weeks. Diego's jaw tightens. Marcus Sterling, operations manager, 38 years old, been with company 3 years, looks clean on surface, but Diego knows monsters rarely look like monsters. Everything Sterling looked at, I want dates, times, exact camera feeds he reviewed. Right away, sir. Diego leaves security office, walks warehouse floor with different eyes now, examining everything. Supply room where he found Isla is far from main floor, isolated, tucked in corner. Looks up, no cameras pointing that direction. None at all. Convenient, too convenient. Someone made sure that spot had no surveillance. Keeps walking, past loading bays and shipping containers, past break room and bathrooms, all the way to office at far end. Nameplate on door reads, Marcus Sterling, operations manager. Door's locked. Diego pulls small tool from pocket. Has it open in 10 seconds flat. Inside exactly what he expected. Neat desk. Family photos on credenza showing Sterling with wife and 2 kids. Motivational posters on walls about teamwork and excellence. All corporate garbage hiding what's really happening here. Diego sits at Sterling's computer, bypasses password in under a minute, starts reading through files. Takes him 40 minutes to find the gold mine. Emails, lots of them, complaint from women working at this warehouse. Harassment, unwanted touching, being cornered in isolated areas, feeling unsafe during night shifts. Every single complaint directed to Marcus Sterling. Every single one dismissed with same phrases. Insufficient evidence. He said, she said, not enough to warrant disciplinary action. Diego cross-references complaint names with employment records. Pattern emerges clear as day. Every woman who filed complaint either quit within 3 months or got transferred to different shift, usually night shift, isolated shift, where there were fewer witnesses and more opportunities. Finds Isla's name, no formal complaint filed, but there's incident report from exactly 4 months ago. Written by Sterling himself, describes confrontation between Isla Mercer and Jackson Wade, lead warehouse supervisor. Report claims Isla made baseless accusations against Wade during shift change meeting, doesn't specify what accusations, just recommends monitoring Isla closely for future behavioral problems. Diego pulls up Jackson Wade's employee file, 41 years old, been with company 6 years, divorced twice, multiple complaints at his file over the years, all dismissed by Sterling. Cross-references Wade's shift schedule with complaint dates. Wade was working every single time a woman filed harassment complaint, every single time. Diego leans back in chair, pieces clicking together like rounds loading in a gun. Isla saw something involving Jackson Wade 4 months ago. She spoke up about it. Marcus Sterling buried her complaint and marked her as problem employee. Then Wade started punishing her for speaking up, and Sterling made sure nobody stopped it. Closes computer, leaves office exactly like he found it. They don't know he knows yet, and that's advantage he needs. Walks out of warehouse, drives home, but doesn't sleep, spends entire night planning. Not just revenge, but complete systematic destruction. By morning he's made list, 3 names that need handling. Jackson Wade who hurt Isla, Marcus Sterling who covered for him, and whoever else was involved in this protection racket. They hurt his employee, they'll pay for it. Not just losing jobs, losing everything, careers, reputations, freedom, all of it gone. Diego Navarro doesn't do half measures, doesn't do warnings, does permanent solutions. Phone buzzes at 6 a.m., text from unknown number. Thank you for last night, Isla. He types back, stay home, stay safe, don't go to work, I'm handling everything. 3 dots appear then disappear. She's typing then stopping, scared to trust him fully. Doesn't matter, trust comes later, right now safety comes first. Diego makes first call to his lawyer Camila, need everything on employment law, harassment, retaliation, whistleblower protection, send it within the hour. What's this about, Diego? Justice, the legal kind for once. You're actually going legal on something. Someone hurt one of my people. I'm making sure they pay for it properly. Second call to Luis, his head of security, need deep background checks on 2 people. Everything about them, criminal history, finances, who they know, who they owe, what they're hiding. Gives him Sterling and Wade's names. How deep you want it to go? Everything. I want to know what they eat for breakfast. 12 hours, not 24. This is priority. Third call to woman he knows in LAPD. Detective named Sophia, who owes him favors. Need to talk to you about a case. What kind of case? The kind where I hand you workplace assault and harassment on silver platter, complete with evidence and victims and everything you need for prosecution. Since what do you care about workplace violations, Diego? Since I found one of my employees beaten and bleeding in supply closet at midnight. Sophia's quiet for a moment. Send me what you have. Will do. But Sophia, this needs to be clean by the book, airtight prosecution, no shortcuts, no favors, just straight legal destruction. You planning to testify? Planning to make sure the bastards who did this never work again, never hurt anyone again, never see freedom again. Send me everything. I'll see what I can do. Diego hangs up, looks out at Los Angeles waking up. Somewhere out there, Isla is probably not sleeping, probably wondering if she made mistake trusting him, probably scared of what comes next. He doesn't blame her for the fear. She's been surviving on fear for 4 months. Fear is what kept her alive. But she won't have to be scared much longer, because Diego Navarro just declared war, and when he goes to war, he doesn't just win, he annihilates, leaves nothing standing, makes sure his enemies regret ever being born. Jackson Wade and Marcus Sterling about to learn what happens when you hurt Diego's people, about to learn that some debts get paid in blood and tears and broken lives, about to learn that Diego Navarro protects what's his and Isla Mercer just became his to protect, whether she knows it yet or not. Luis delivers the background checks in 10 hours, not 12. Shows up at Diego's office with 2 thick folders and flash drive containing everything. Diego locks his office door, turns off his phone, spreads the documents across his desk like he's planning military operation. Jackson Wade's file reads like horror movie, 41 years old, divorced twice, both ex-wives filed restraining orders, One-sided physical abuse in her filing. Case settled out of court with NDA attached. History of incidents at 3 previous jobs. Always left before formal charges filed. Always got decent references somehow. Pattern of behavior hidden by payoffs and threats. Wade's got gambling problem. Owes $30,000 to bookie Diego knows personally. Tomas runs sports betting operation out of strip mall in Van Nuys. Wade's been dodging payment for 6 weeks. Diego makes mental note. Debt is leverage. Leverage is power. $30,000 is cheap price for what he needs. Wade's social media shows him at bars, clubs, always surrounded by younger women, comments on their photos, creepy possessive stuff that makes Diego's skin crawl. This is predator, documented predator, somehow still employed, still hunting. Marcus Sterling's file more interesting. 38, married 15 years, 2 kids in private school, lives in house worth $1.2 million in Pasadena, drives range. Rover, wife doesn't work. Problem is Sterling's salary. Makes $90,000 a year as operations manager. Can't afford that lifestyle on his income. Not even close. Luis found the discrepancy. Deposits to Sterling's personal account from offshore LLC. Amounts ranging from $8,000 to $15,000. Deposits match timing of dismissed harassment complaints almost perfectly. Diego traces the LLC ownership. Takes 3 shell companies to get there, but finds it. Owned by Richard Wade, Jackson's brother, real estate developer, sits on board a parent company that owns Diego's import business. Whole thing is protection racket. Elegant and simple. Jackson Wade hurts women. Marcus Sterling buries complaints and marks victims as problem employees. Richard Wade pays Sterling through offshore accounts to keep everything quiet. Family protects family. Victims get destroyed. System keeps running. Diego's seen corruption before. Runs plenty of it himself. But this makes him sick. This is hurting people who can't fight back. This is predator and his accomplice getting paid to terrorize women. Diego returns to warehouse as himself this time. Announces inspection. Employees scatter like roaches when lights come on. Walks floor, taking notes. Examining everything with owner's eyes. Finds older woman on cleaning crew. Carmen. Been there 8 years according to badge. Excuse me. You know Isla Mercer. Carmen's face tightens immediately. I know her. Why? She hasn't been here few days. Is she okay? Woman studies Diego carefully. You're the owner, aren't you? I am. She looks around making sure they're alone. Isla's a good girl. Works hard. Keeps her head down. Never causes problems. What happened to her? Diego asks directly. Carmen's voice drops. Same thing that happens to all the pretty ones who work nights. Wade happens to them. And Sterling makes sure nobody does anything about it. How many others before Isla? For that I know of. All quit. All left without notice. All looked scared when they left. You ever report it? Carmen laughs bitterly. To who? Sterling. He's the one protecting Wade. Reporting it just gets you labeled troublemaker. Would you be willing to make official statement to someone who'll actually do something? Carmen considers if it helps Isla. If it stops Wade, yeah, I'll talk. Diego gets her number, moves on, finds young guy in shipping, Mateo. Saw Wade corner Isla in loading bay a month ago. Saw her push him away. Saw Wade grab her arm hard enough to leave bruises. Saw the fear in Isla's face. Why didn't you report it? Diego asks. Mateo looks at him like he's crazy. To who? Everyone knows Sterling and Wade are tight. Reporting Wade is suicide. You just get fired or worse. You willing to make statement about what you saw? If it protects Isla, yeah, Wade's been doing this for years. Someone needs to stop him. Third witness is Freya. Worked nights until recently. Transferred to days after complaining about Wade. Sterling told her if she complained again, she'd be fired. Told her she was being dramatic. Told her Wade was just being friendly. Each witness gives Diego more ammunition. Pattern emerging clear as concrete. Wade's been predator for years. Sterling's been his enabler, protecting him, punishing victims, taking money to keep system running. Diego calls Sterling to his office, main corporate building downtown, 20th floor, corner office with view of city. Sterling arrives confident, thinks he's here for regular business, doesn't know what's coming. Mr. Navarro, what can I do for you, sir? Sit down, Marcus. Sterling sits. Diego slides folder across desk. Open it. Sterling opens. sees complaint forms, sees employee statements, sees timeline of every dismissed harassment case over past 3 years. His confident expression cracks like glass. Sir, I can explain. Explain what? How you buried 7 sexual harassment complaints, how you retaliated against women who spoke up, how you took money to make victims disappear. Those complaints were investigated, sir, found to be without merit. Really, all 7 of them. Not one had merit. Sterling's sweating now. Sometimes employees make false accusations, sir. It's unfortunate, but Diego leans forward, cuts him off. Sometimes managers take money to make accusations disappear. That's not unfortunate, Marcus. That's criminal. Slides second document across desk. Bank statements showing Sterling's offshore deposits. 15 payments over 3 years. Total of $180,000. Sterling goes pale. That's private. You can't. I own everything in this building, including your employment contract, which gives me right to audit anything I want. And I want to know why operations manager making 90,000 lives like he makes 300,000. Mr. Navarro, please. You enabled a predator. You took money to silence victims. You made women afraid to come to work, afraid to speak up, afraid to exist in their own workplace. I was just following protocol, sir. Company protocol doesn't include offshore payments from Wade's brother-in-law. Sterling stands quickly. I want my lawyer. Sit down, or I'll have security make you sit down. Sterling sits, hands shaking now, trap caught, destroyed. This is what's going to happen, Marcus. You're going to resign effective immediately. You're going to sign statement admitting to improper handling of harassment complaints, and you're going to tell me everything about Wade, every incident, every payoff, every victim, everything. And if I don't, then I call police, show them this evidence, and you get charged with conspiracy, obstruction of justice, possibly bribery. Your career ends publicly. Your wife finds out why you really have all that money. Your kids find out their private school was paid for with blood money from silencing assault victims. Your entire life implodes in courtroom for everyone to see. Or you cooperate, resign quietly, sign statement, and maybe you avoid prison. What do you want to know? Sterling talks for 2 hours, tells Diego everything, voice breaking, hands shaking, career crumbling around him. Wade assaulted 6 women over 3 years. Sterling covered all of it, buried complaints, retaliated against victims, marked them as problem employees, got them fired or forced them to quit. Richard Wade paid Sterling $10,000 per incident to make problems disappear. Payments came through offshore LLC. Untraceable until Diego traced them. System worked perfectly until Diego found Isla bleeding in supply closet. Isla wasn't first, wasn't worst, just latest victim in long line of women Wade hurt and Sterling helped him destroy. Diego records everything, has Sterling sign written statement, notarized, legally binding confession. Now get out. You're done here. Clean out your desk. Security will escort you out. If I see you in this building again, I'll have you arrested for trespassing. Sterling leaves broken, destroyed. Diego feels zero sympathy. Man sold out assault victims for money. Deserves worse than unemployment. Diego calls Camila. I have signed confession from operations manager admitting to covering up sexual assaults, taking bribes, retaliating against victims, everything. That's enough to prosecute Diego. That's criminal conspiracy. Send everything to Detective Sophia, complete package, timeline, evidence, confession, witness statements, everything she needs for airtight case. What about Wade? Him I'm handling personally. Diego, don't do anything stupid. I'm not going to kill him, Camila. I'm going to destroy him legally and financially. Make him wish I'd killed him instead. Hangs up, makes call to Tomas the bookie. Jackson Wade's debt. I'm buying it. $35,000. Transfer it to me today. You serious? Why? Because I want leverage and 35 is cheap for what I need. Deal, Diego. Paperwork in an hour. Diego smiles. Pieces falling into place like dominoes lined up perfectly. Wade's about to learn what happens when you hurt Diego's people. About to learn that some enemies don't just fight back. They annihilate everything you have and make sure you suffer watching it burn. Phone buzzes. Text from Isla. Is it safe to come back to work yet? Diego types back. Not yet, but soon. Trust me, you're safe. I'm scared. I know, but you won't have to be scared much longer. I promise you that. Why are you doing this for me? Because nobody else did, because you deserved better, because I can help and so I am. She doesn't respond after that. Probably crying, probably still scared. Doesn't matter. By end of week, she won't need to be scared anymore. Diego stands, looks at city lights through office window, makes decision. Tomorrow he goes after Wade directly, not with violence, with something worse. Complete systematic destruction of everything Wade has built, job, reputation, freedom, all of it gone. Wade will know exactly why it's happening. Will know Isla Mercer wasn't as alone as he thought. Will know he picked wrong victim, messed with wrong employee, crossed wrong boss. Diego Navarro doesn't forgive, doesn't forget, and sure as hell doesn't lose when he goes to war. Diego calls Wade to warehouse next morning, 7 a.m., says there's urgent inventory issue, needs his attention immediately. Wade shows up annoyed, finds Diego waiting in empty loading bay, no other workers around, just Diego standing by shipping container, looking calm and dangerous. Who the hell are you? Wade demands. Do I know you? Your boss. Sit down, Jackson. I don't take orders from. Wade starts, then Diego's security appears from shadows. Two large men blocking both exits. Wade's voice dies in his throat. Sit down, Diego repeats, voice still calm, but edge underneath like blade wrapped in silk. Wade sits on metal crate, nervous now, looking at exits, at security, at Diego. What's this about? Some kind of shakedown. Diego pulls out tablet, plays security footage without saying word. Wade on screen, cornering Isla against wall. Hand on her arm, trying to pull away. Wade gripping harder, leaving bruises visible even on grainy footage. That's out of context. Wade says quickly, she wanted. Diego plays second video. Wade following different woman to her car in parking lot late at night. Woman looking over shoulder scared. Walking faster. Wade keeping pace behind her. Third video, Wade's hand on another employee's waist during shift change. Her pushing him away. Wade laughing. Still out of context, still nothing. Fourth video, Wade in supply closet, Isla backed against shelving, Wade's hand on her throat, her face terrified. Context that Jackson, Diego's voice cold as winter, because that looks like assault to me. Wade's face draining of color, she was fine with it. Really, because 3 women have signed statements saying otherwise, saying you assaulted them, harassed them, made them afraid to come to work. Diego slides documents across, complaints, witness statements, Sterling's confession naming Wade specifically in 6 separate incidents. Wade reads, hands shaking, this is bullshit. These women are lying, trying to get money or attention or telling truth about predator who's been hunting them for years. You're done here, Wade. Fired effective immediately. Security will escort you out after we're finished. You can't fire me. My brother-in-law is on board. Your brother-in-law resigned this morning after I showed him evidence he's been paying Sterling to cover for you. Showed him bank transfers. Showed him timeline of payments matching assaults. Showed him everything. Wade's face goes white. You don't have proof. Diego pulls out more documents. Offshore LLC ownership, payment records, emails between Richard Wade and Sterling discussing how to handle problem employees, how to make complaints disappear. I have everything, Jackson. I have 6 victims willing to testify. I have financial records showing conspiracy. I have video evidence. I have signed confession from Sterling. I have enough to bury you so deep you'll never see daylight again. I'll sue for wrongful termination. Please do. Discovery process will be entertaining. All this evidence becoming public record. News covering it. Everyone knowing exactly what kind of monster you are. Wade stands, tries to look tough. You're making a mistake. You don't know who you're messing with. Diego stands too, moves closer. Wade backs up against shipping container. No, Jackson. You made mistake. You hurt Isla. You terrorized her for 4 months. You made her afraid to speak up. Made her think nobody would help her. Made her feel powerless and alone. That bitch, she went running to you crying. Diego's security steps forward immediately. Wade realizes his error, backs down. Get out before I change my mind about handling this legally. Diego says, voice deadly quiet. You have 5 minutes to leave this building. If you're still here in 6, I'm calling police and having you arrested for trespassing. Wade leaves, stumbling, destroyed. Diego watches him go knowing that's just first strike, Just opening move in total annihilation. Call Sophia at LAPD from his office. I'm sending complete evidence package now. Videos, witness statements, Sterling's confession, financial records, everything you need for arrest warrant. You're sure about this, Diego? Going on record, testifying if needed. I'm sure these women deserve justice, real justice, not just firing, actual criminal prosecution. Sophia's quiet moment. This is different for you. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe I'm tired of seeing people suffer when I can do something about it. 2 days later, Wade's arrested at his apartment. 6 a.m., neighbors watching, humiliation complete. Charged with assault, sexual harassment, criminal intimidation, stalking, conspiracy. Sterling arrested same day for obstruction of justice, conspiracy, accepting bribes. News hits local media within hours. Scandal at major LA import company. Multiple victims, systematic cover-up. Everything Diego wanted public becoming public. Company releases statement written by Diego's PR team. Takes responsibility. Announces policy changes. Independent HR hotline. Mandatory harassment training. Commitment of $500,000 to women's advocacy groups. Public sees corporate accountability. Diego knows its message. Clear message that he protects his people and destroys anyone who hurts them. Wade's lawyer tries negotiating plea deal. Diego, through Camila, refuses absolutely. Full prosecution or nothing. No deals. No reduced charges. Wade faces every single consequence. Wade's brother-in-law Richard tries using his board connections to make it go away. Diego calls emergency board meeting, presents evidence of Richard's involvement. Board votes him out unanimously. Severs all ties with Wade family completely. Wade's life systematically dismantled piece by piece over next 2 weeks. Loses job first day. Reputation destroyed by news coverage second day. Family abandons him third day when they learn truth. His ex-wives come forward with their own stories. Restraining orders become public. Pattern of abuse spanning 15 years exposed for everyone to see. Wade can't find work anywhere. Every interview, someone recognizes his name from news. Every application gets rejected. His LinkedIn profile flooded with comments calling him predator, monster, criminal. Diego watches it unfold from distance, satisfied but not finished, because financial ruin comes next. Calls in Wade's gambling debt he bought from Tomas. Sends official notice. Jackson Wade, you owe me $35,000. Payment due immediately or I pursue legal collection. Wade calls Diego's office. Secretary patches him through. I don't have $35,000. I don't have it. I just lost my job because of you. Then we have problem, Jackson, because debt doesn't disappear just because you're unemployed. I need time, payment plan, something. No payment plan, no extensions, full amount now, or I seize assets. What assets? I lost everything already. Not everything. You still have car, still have apartment lease I can put lien against, still have things I can take. This is harassment. This is legal debt collection, completely within my rights. You borrowed money, you owe money, simple as that. Diego uses every legal tool available, seizes Wade's car within week, puts lien on his apartment, garnishes his unemployment benefits, destroys his credit completely. Wade's attorney calls Diego. This is financial harassment. You're destroying his life. He destroyed 6 women's sense of safety. I'm just evening the score. You can't keep doing this. Watch me. Every legal avenue available, I'm using it. Every dollar he has, I'm taking it. Every asset he owns, I'm seizing it. He wanted to make women powerless. Now he knows how it feels. But he's already facing criminal charges. Criminal justice is one thing. Financial ruin is another. He gets both. Full consequences, complete destruction. Wade tries reaching out through mutual connections. People who know Diego from business world. Asking for mercy, for second chance, for anything. Diego's response, same every time. He had 6 chances to stop. 6 women he could have not assaulted. He chose violence every time. Now he lives with consequences. No mercy. No deals, no forgiveness. 3 weeks after arrest, Wade's living in cheap motel. Car gone, credit destroyed. Facing trial in 2 months. Life completely shattered. Meanwhile, Isla's recovering. Diego calls her after Wade's arrest. It's done. He can't hurt you anymore. He can't hurt anyone anymore. What did you do? Her voice shaking. Made sure justice actually happened. He's arrested, he's charged, he's going to prison, and his life is destroyed even before trial. He's really arrested, really facing charges. Really, and Sterling too, both of them paying for what they did. Isla's crying on phone, relief and disbelief mixing together. I don't know what to say, how to thank you. Say you'll come back to work when you're ready, your job's waiting, with raise, with better shift, with actual HR protection that works. Come back after everything. Yes, because you did nothing wrong. You were a victim and you survived and you deserve to keep working without fear. I don't know if I can face everyone knowing what happened. Nobody blames you, Isla. Everyone knows Wade was predator. Everyone knows Sterling covered for him. You're not the one who should feel ashamed. 2 weeks later, Isla returns to work, day shift, better hours, same pay rate, but safer environment, actual security presence. New HR director who reports directly to Diego. Diego stops by warehouse to check on her. Find her working inventory. Looks healthier, less scared, sleep deprivation fading from her face. She sees him, walks over smiling nervously. Mr. Navarro, didn't expect to see you today. Just checking on things. How's everything running? Good, really good. New safety protocols working well. Women actually feel safe reporting problems now. And you? How are you doing? Better than I've been in a long time. Daughter's doing great. Grades up. She's happy. I can sleep now without nightmares. That's what matters, Isla. You and your daughter being safe and happy. Couldn't have done it without you. Without everything you did. You did the hard part. Surviving, speaking up when you could have stayed silent. Trusting me when you had no reason to. 6 months later, and Isla's not just surviving anymore. She's thriving. Living like woman who remembered she deserves good things. Diego promoted her to assistant warehouse manager after previous manager retired, gave her real responsibility, real power, real voice in how operations run. She's incredible at it. Workers respect her, operations running smoother than they have in years, efficiency up 20% since she took over. Diego stops by warehouse unannounced one Tuesday afternoon. Finds Isla in loading bay, giving directions to crew, confident, commanding, completely different from terrified woman he found bleeding on supply closet floor. She sees him, walks over smiling, genuine smile that reaches her eyes now. Mr. Navarro, didn't expect to see you today. Just checking on things. How's everything running? Good, really good actually. New safety protocols working perfectly. Nobody works isolated anymore. Buddy system functioning exactly like we planned. And you? How are you doing? Really doing? Better than I've been in my entire life, honestly. Daughter Casey's grades are up. She made honor roll. She's happy. I'm happy. We're actually living instead of just surviving. That's what matters most, Diego says, meaning it completely. Couldn't have done any of it without you. Without everything you did for me. You did the work, Isla. You healed. You grew. You became stronger. But you made it possible. You gave me the space and safety to become who I needed to be. They walked through warehouse together, Isla pointing out improvements she implemented, better lighting in every corner, emergency phones every 50 feet, cameras covering every single angle, nowhere for predators to hide anymore. Making sure what happened to me never happens to anyone else who works here. She explains, her voice fierce with purpose. You're doing something important, Diego tells her, watching her transform pain into protection for others. Learn from the best. You showed me that power should protect people, not hurt them. I'm not sure I'm best role model for anything. You protected me when nobody else would. Believe me when I thought nobody would. That's everything I needed. Meanwhile, Wade's rotting in prison, and Diego gets updates through his connections, guards he knows, inmates who owe him favors. Wade's not doing well, not well at all. Turns out prisoners don't like men who hurt women, don't like predators, don't like people who abuse power over vulnerable people. He's in protective custody, isolated 23 hours a day, scared, alone, experiencing fraction of fear he made 6 women feel. Everything he inflicted on others coming back to him multiplied. Camila mentions it during business lunch at expensive restaurant downtown. Wade tried appealing his sentence last month. Let me guess, denied. Unanimously. Judge said evidence was overwhelming. called his crimes calculated and predatory, added that his lack of remorse was disturbing. Good. He deserves every second of those 5 years. He's also tried reaching out through channels, wants to apologize apparently. Diego's voice goes ice cold. Tell him to save it for parole board in 3 years. I'm not interested in his apologies. Diego, maybe hearing him out, could. No, Camila. He had 6 chances to apologize. 6 women he could have not assaulted. He chose violence every single time. Chose power over compassion. Chose his gratification over their safety. Now he lives with consequences. No second chances, no forgiveness, just justice. Sterling's out on parole after 18 months. Can't work in HR anywhere. Reputation completely destroyed. Divorced, kids won't speak to him. Living with his elderly parents in San Bernardino. Diego feels zero sympathy. Man sold out assault victims for money. Enabled predator for profit. Deserves worse than unemployment and family shame. But Diego's not just destroying anymore. He's building something that matters more than any criminal enterprise he's ever run. 2 years after everything happened, Isla graduates with business degree, associates first, then bachelor's, worked full-time, raised KC, took night classes, somehow maintained 3.8 GPA through all of it. Diego attends ceremony, sits in back row, watches her walk across stage in cap and gown, watches her daughter Casey cheering loud enough for whole auditorium to hear, watches Isla beam with pride and accomplishment. After ceremony, she finds him in parking lot. You came, genuine surprise in her voice. Wouldn't miss this for anything. You earned this. Her daughter's with her, 14 now, tall like her mother, same determined eyes. Mr. Navarro, this is my daughter Casey. Nice to meet you officially, Casey. Girl shakes his hand firm, confident. Mom says you're the reason we're okay now. The reason everything changed. Diego doesn't know what to say to that. Your mom's the reason you're okay. She's strongest person I know. She saved herself. But you made it possible. Isla's eyes wet with emotion. You gave me chance to become who I needed to be. What's next for you? Diego asks, genuinely curious. I actually want to talk to you about that. Can we sit? They sit on bench while Casey goes to take pictures with classmates. I want to start a program at the company, help other women in situations like I was, support system, resources, safe reporting that actually works, protection that's real, not just policy. Want to make sure nobody else goes through what I did, that every woman who needs help gets it. Diego listens to her pitch, impressed by thoroughness, by detailed budget, by implementation timeline, by everything she's thought through. How much funding do you need? Put together complete budget, about $200,000 annually for staffing, resources, legal support, counseling services. You have it. Make it happen. Full funding starting next quarter. Isla stares at him, just like that. No questions, no approval process. Just like that. You've proven yourself 1,000 times over. You know what's needed better than anyone. Go build it. Diego, I don't know what to say. Don't say anything. Just build something that helps people, that protects women, that makes sure the next Isla who needs help gets it immediately. I won't let you down. You never have, not once. Isla's program launches 3 months later, becomes model for other companies almost immediately. Local news does feature story, from victim to advocate. Isla interviewed looking strong and professional, tells her story without shame, without fear, owns her survival and her triumph. 3 other women come forward about their own situations at different companies after seeing Isla's story. She helps all of them, connects them with Camila for legal support, with resources, with protection. Program expands beyond Diego's company within year, becomes nonprofit organization, gets grant funding from women's foundations, grows bigger than either of them imagined possible. Diego watches from distance, proud but not taking credit. This is Isla's victory, her legacy, her way of transforming pain into purpose. One afternoon 2 years later she calls him. Diego, I need your help. What's wrong? His protective instinct kicking in immediately. Nothing's wrong. There's just this woman, different company, same situation I was in, being harassed by supervisor, management ignoring her complaints. She's terrified and alone, and I don't know what to do. Give me the details, every single one. Isla tells him about Rebecca, 29, single mother, working at tech company, Supervisor cornering her, touching her, threatening her job if she reports him. Diego makes calls, lots of calls. By end of day, Rebecca has lawyer, has restraining order filed, has safe place to stay, has job offer at different company with better pay, has everything she needs to escape and rebuild. Isla calls him crying. You did it again. You saved someone who needed saving. We did it, Isla. You identified the problem. I just provided resources. We're team now. This is what you should be doing, Diego. Helping people, protecting them, using your power for good. Maybe I'm just following your example. 5 years after finding Isla in supply room, Diego's in his office when receptionist buzzes. Mr. Navarro, there's someone here to see you. Says it's personal. Send them in. Door opens. Isla walks in, but different now. Power suit, heels, leather briefcase, successful advocate and non-profit director, force to be reckoned with. Behind her is Casey, 18 now, about to start college, applying to law schools already. Isla, Casey, everything okay? What brings you here? Everything's perfect. We just wanted to see you, wanted to thank you in person. Thank me for what? You've already thanked me 1,000 times. Casey speaks up, voice steady and sure like her mother taught her. I'm writing college essay about person who influenced me most, about what real heroism looks like. That's great, Casey, but I'm not sure I'm hero material. That's exactly what makes you one. You don't do it for recognition or praise. You do it because it's right. My mom tells me you saved us when I was younger, that you protected her when she couldn't protect herself, that you gave her chance to become who she wanted to be. Because of you, I got to grow up with mom, who was happy and safe instead of scared and broken. Because of you, I learned that good people exist, even in dark places, that power can protect instead of destroy, that one person caring enough can change everything. Because of you, I want to study law, want to help people like my mom, want to make sure victims get justice and predators face consequences. Diego's throat tight, emotion he's not used to feeling. Your mom saved herself, Casey. I just helped remove obstacles. But you did help when nobody else would, when she thought nobody cared. You cared. That matters more than you know. Isla stands, walks around desk, hugs Diego for first time ever, fierce hug full of gratitude and respect and something like family. Thank you for everything, for believing me, for fighting for me, for showing me my life was worth saving, for giving my daughter her mother back, for changing everything. They leave, Diego alone in office. City spread below him through floor-to-ceiling windows, used to measure success in money and territory and power and fear. Now measures it in Isla's smile, in Casey's dreams, in women helped through program Isla built, in lives changed and predators destroyed and justice actually happening. Phone buzzes, text from program coordinator Isla hired. New case, woman named Jennifer, being stalked by ex-boyfriend who works at her company. Management doing nothing, she's terrified. Diego makes the call immediately, starts the process, protection and resources and legal support, everything Jennifer needs. Because this is what power should do. Protect people who need protecting, destroy people who deserve destroying, make sure justice happens even when system fails. One supply room at a time, one victim saved at a time, one predator destroyed at a time. Diego Navarro found his purpose that midnight in warehouse, found it in woman's quiet crying, found in his choice to open door instead of walking past, found it in decision to care when easier not to. In that choice, that single decision to help when he could have ignored, changed everything, changed Isla's life, changed Casey's future, changed how Diego sees his own power and purpose, changed dozens of other women's lives through program Isla built, created ripples that keep spreading outward, protection and justice and hope reaching people Diego will never meet, victims becoming survivors, becoming advocates, cycle of violence becoming cycle of healing. Diego looks at city lights, thinks about Isla managing warehouse, about Casey heading to law school, about program helping its 50th woman this month, about Wade rotting in prison, about Sterling broken and alone, about justice actually working for once. Thinks about all of it and realizes something profound, that using power to protect instead of control, to help instead of hurt, to build instead of destroy, that's not weakness like he used to think. That's the strongest thing he's ever done, The best thing, the thing that actually matters when everything else is stripped away. Phone rings, another case, another woman needing help. Diego answers because this is who he is now. This is what his empire does, protects the vulnerable and annihilates their abusers. Make sure nobody has to suffer alone in supply closets or anywhere else. Make sure one midnight decision to open a door instead of walking past keeps saving lives over and over and over again forever. If this story of justice, protection, and transformation set your soul on fire, if Diego and Isla's journey from that dark supply closet to nationwide advocacy moved you to tears, then you need to smash that subscribe button right now. Hit that notification bell harder than Diego hit Wade's entire existence. Because we're just getting started with stories about people who use their power to protect the powerless, who turn pain into purpose, who prove that one person caring enough can change absolutely everything. Comment below what you would have done in Diego's position. Tell us about times you stood up for someone who needed it. Share this video with every single person who needs to know that real heroes exist and real justice is possible when good people decide to act. Like this video if you believe predators should face consequences. Subscribe if you want more stories about protection and redemption and standing up for what's right. Join our family because these stories prove that darkness doesn't win when someone brave enough lights a match, that victims can become advocates, that broken people can heal, and that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is believe someone when they say they've been hurt and actually do something about it instead of walking past their pain. Subscribe now, notification bell on. Let's build an army of people who protect instead of ignore, who act instead of watch, who care instead of dismiss. Because every Isla deserves a Diego, and every Diego deserves to know their power matters most when used to lift others up.